You know, if something isn't going your way in hockey, and this can stretch into life, I'm going to get philosophical today on Pixel Plus Hockey. You know, you can get creative to fix whatever issue it is. You know, what's the meme where the guy's putting duct tape over the giant crack? I'll put it on the screen right now. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what the NHL, kind of is right now when it comes to the center position. Oh, we'll just put a duct tape over a giant crack. But listen, man, it is what it is. You have to get creative. Do you remember Cody Glass? He was a center that was about to become a free agent. You know, I think the New Jersey Devils, there were rumors that they were going to move on from Cody Glass, but they just thought, why are we going to do that? He can play center, and it's true. It's not that Cody Glass is all that good. It's not like he's a top center, but he's a guy that, can play center, and there's no centers in the league, so you're going to have to get duct tape. You're going to have to duct tape it up, and you're going to have to do something to get a proper center that can play defensively. You might only have to put a checking center, where they might not want or should be or play even more minutes. We're going to be talking about Montreal and Vancouver in this video, but welcome back to Pixel Plus Hockey. If you could make sure to hit that subscribe button, it would be so greatly appreciated, and thank you so much to those that are already supporting me as well. It is very humbling. And honestly, I don't like the disrespect on David Kamp's name. I won't hear the disrespect on David Kamp's name. He's actually a pretty good checking center. I don't understand why people don't like these players. They can't fit that highly in your lineup. It's yeah, so what? Who cares? At the end of the day, the reality is he a centerman that can play in the NHL? I think he very much obviously is. He's actually put up 27 and 26 points before, so not going to light the world on fire. He might score 7 to 10 goals in a season or something like that, but he is a good quality center. Now the question is, for the Maple Leafs, was he worth $2.4 million? And the answer to that is no, he was not, because the Maple Leafs have bought out his contract, or they've terminated his contract, and now he's on waivers. Now the question is who is going to go for him? We're having pretty heavy rumors that both Montreal and Vancouver are in on this player. Question of the video: do you guys think that your teams, whether you're a Canadiens fan or a Canucks fan, should go for this player? Honestly, I actually think both teams should go for this player. Now, what I'm worried about here is that it's going to end up being a bidding war with David Kamp. That's what worries me about this, because David Kamp is a player that you need him to be able to outperform his contract, right? You can't have him overpaid, and I guess that's why the Maple Leafs didn't like him. A couple of things on David Kamp: he's a proper center, right? So he is a center. He's not like a guy that's, can kind of play center. No, you can put him full time there. That's pretty exciting. Yes, he is a defensive center, obviously, absolutely. But again, here's the question: if you were able to put him with, I don't know, two good offensive pieces, would that work? Right? Would that work? That's the real question to me. That's what I've been thinking. Let's say you put him with, I don't know, whoever. Bolduc, you put him with, and Demidov or something. You put him with two players like that, if it's for Montreal. Or you put him with Sherwood and another guy. Whoever it is on your team that's decent offensively. Would that work? That's what's interesting to me. This player has played 15 minutes. Under Sheldon Keefe, he actually averaged about 15 minutes and 18 seconds time on ice. So he can play that amount of minutes. And if you were to put him with players that are good offensively, would that work? I mean, you need depth down the middle. And both the Vancouver Canucks and Montreal Canadiens could really use this player. Now, I want to be clear, the team that could use him the most, in my opinion, is the Vancouver Canucks. Another point here: the best thing about this situation is that you don't have to give up anything. You don't have to give up even one thing, and that's the best thing. I was actually thinking for the Maple Leafs, maybe they were even going to get something for him. Now, here's the thing: when we talk about the Maple Leafs, they could have used David Camp. Like, I don't really get this. Like, their terror of the Leafs are atrocious defensively. They give up 40 shots like every single game. It's like, man, their goalies look shell shocked. Like they don't know what the hell's going on. Honestly, Montreal and Vancouver are probably better defensively than the Maple Leafs. So it is kind of a weird management and coaching decision that they kind of just gave him away. And it's funny, if we look on Reddit Hockey, we see the top commenter quote, "Our second line center incoming," with a bunch of fire emojis. And listen, this is what I've been talking about. This is what I'm talking about in this video. It's the duct tape over a giant crack. This is how desperate the NHL is for centermen. So Friedman actually did mention on 32 Thoughts that all the teams that were in on him were Vancouver, Pittsburgh, and Montreal. He also has a connection to Pittsburgh. Let's not forget Kyle Dubas, obviously, is a fan of him. So he has a connection there. I wonder, you know what, I'll make sure this question of the video. How much would you give David Camp? Because what we're hearing about now is that he is going to be getting around a league minimum. Like, what is league minimum in the NHL? About 800,000, something like that. That's fine. That is literally perfectly fine, and I would be all over that. And I'm going to tell you right now, if he signs with the Montreal Canadiens, you just know his first game back in Toronto, or if Toronto plays him, he's scoring a hat trick. There is no doubt about that David Camp is going to be blazing down the ice and just snap one blocker side on Hildeby or Stolars or whoever the Leafs have in that game. The one thing that you have to watch out for with David Camp, obviously, is that he is a black hole offensively. He's not very creative. And this is why my solution was to put him with two good offensive players and just get him to be a decent defensive player and kind of maybe pass the puck back to the good players and forecheck kind of thing. The one other good thing that David Camp is really good at is he's really good on the penalty kill. So you have a center that a left shooting center that is good on the penalty kill. That is very, very useful. So what are we looking at, Vancouver fans? What are we looking at? Camp, Sherwood, and Besser on a line? That is outrageous, honestly. But obviously, Vancouver is just in dire straits. It is going to be really interesting to see how this season unfolds. Like what is going to happen with these teams? Like, how are they going to go into the playoffs? I mean, Montreal especially, and what are they going to do? Is Montreal going to get more aggressive? Are they going to say, you know what, David Camp is a guy that can definitely play center, but we're going to get more aggressive here and actually get a top six center, which if they do that, you're going to have to pay though, right? You're going to have to pay quite a bit if you're going to want to get like a second line center. I'm sure you could probably find one that's out there, but man, it is just such dire straits, especially with Vancouver and Philip being out. I'm going to be really, really interested to see exactly where David Camp does go. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave this video here. If you can make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it, guys, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.